Let's also listen to some of the reactions that have been coming to this, as I mentioned earlier.
ममता जाती हैं, वो सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर है और समाचार पत्रों में यह भी लिखा हुआ है जैन का घर कहाँ है। गाड़ी छोड़ती हैं और फ्लैट में घुसती हैं, उनके पुलिस कमिश्नर जाते हैं, पुलिस अफसर जाते हैं और वहां ईडी के लोगों को हड़काते हैं और ये बहस करती हैं और कागज छीन करके लेके चली आती हैं। द एंटायर एक्शन ऑफ द चीफ मिनिस्टर इज नॉट ओनली अनएथिकल, irresponsible, unconstitutional, but she has put the entire democratic process and governance to shame.
इस प्रकार से ईडी ने गलत ढंग से रेड किया है और अलोकतांत्रिक तरीके से चुनाव जीतने का प्रयास कर रही है, वो बीजेपी नहीं जीत सकती। बीजेपी के पास हिम्मत नहीं है।
More on this, we have Pallavi Ghosh live with us. Pallavi, thank you so much for joining me on the broadcast. Good evening. We're seeing the kind of agitation that we are seeing from the TMC MPs. They are saying that this is a political loot of our property. This is our personal property. These were confidential documents. We have a signed contract with the IPAC. That's what they're citing as the reason as to why Mamata Banerjee felt the need to storm this investigation.
See, I think she's just playing her own style of politics. We all know that Mamata Banerjee is known to be a kind of a street fighter, so she's just going back to this speed. Remember the last assembly election, she didn't come. And you know the fact that there were personal attacks on her, according to her, by some of the BJP leaders, by the Prime Minister, and also remember she had fractured her leg. And she used that very effectively in trying to come back to Bengal once again, which she did with a larger number. This time around, while the BJP is clearly going to make the issue of corruption within the Trinamool Congress leading up to a top, which is Mamata Banerjee, as the main issue of why there needs to be a change of a political party in power in Bengal, she is going to make the larger point that, look, yet again, there are orders coming in from the center, which is clearly anti-Bengal. And second, they are once again targeting me, they are targeting my political party, because they think that they have lost the narrative, they are going to lose the election. And therefore, once again, they are using the CBI and ED. So the counter to corruption coming in from the BJP is being made by Mamata Banerjee, where she's once again playing the victim card. Still early days yet, we have to wait to see how long she's able to sustain it. But clearly, her mood is to hit the speed, keeping it beating on the people, that the BJP is anti-Bengal and always targets even a woman like her.
Right, absolutely, Pallavi. If you were to just go by the number of people who are out on the streets with her, it really appears that this entire narrative that she's trying to push has really resonated with the people there as well.
But we have to see whether they are largely party cadre or whether it's the common man. But I remember when we went to attend the last assembly election, the turnaround moment became that DB tag, and second, when she hurt her leg. And when there were pot shots being taken against her by Dilip Ghosh, who was then the BJP president for Bengal. And at that point of time, she made the point that, look, one, these are outsiders. They're people coming in from Delhi and dictating the culture to Bengal. And second, they have no qualms about attacking a lone woman. The woman card was played very effectively, and it did click because a large number of women voters came out. She understands that this is not going to be an easy election. She understands possibly it is going to be her last attempt at power in West Bengal, which is why she is making a repeat of that card about a woman who is being targeted, or a political party who is being targeted, and who is being targeted by those who sit in Delhi and those who are not Bengali.
Right. Also, right now, joining me on the broadcast, Ms. Shikham Mukherjee, senior journalist. Thank you so much for joining me on the broadcast. I want to ask you one to begin with. What's your assessment of what we're seeing playing out right now?
I think what we're seeing playing out is Mamata trying to take control, not taking, but trying to take control of the entire narrative around the ED raid on the IPAC offices. What she has been saying, what her party has been saying, is very simple, that IPAC was privy to all the sensitive information that the Trinamool certainly did not want to be shared with anybody else. And that the ED raid on the IPAC thing was a way of stealing this information. She made the point yesterday. She's now taken it to the streets to convince people that the ED raid has nothing to do with corruption, which is a charge that has been leveled at her for several years now. So basically, she's trying to de-link what has happened with the raid on the IPAC office, de-link it from corruption, from the coal smuggling case, from the allegations that IPAC was involved in the money laundering case. These are the allegations that are there. And she's trying to de-link it and turn it into an assault on the Trinamool's privacy, on the Trinamool's organization, on the Trinamool itself, and this is a politically inspired gambit to sort of turn the ground in favor of the principal political challenger to the Trinamool Congress, which is the BJP.
Right, absolutely. Now,